Some tickets for this year's Reading and Leeds festivals are already being offered online for almost twice their face value. And some MPs have called for there to be a 10% cap on the amount of profit you can actually make if you decide to resell tickets online. Well, Ed Parkinson is the director of the ticket reseller Viagogo, and he joins us on the line now. Afternoon, Ed.
Afternoon, Daz.
So, first of all, talk us through the process, then. How does ticket reselling actually work, and where do you get these tickets from in the first place?
Sure. Well, before Viagogo, really, fans who were looking for tickets to sell-out gigs or hard-to-get football matches really had no choice but to take their chances outside with a tout who's probably going to look you up and down and decide how much you can pay, or maybe on eBay where you've really got no idea what anyone's going to put in the post or whether you're going to get what you pay for. So Viagogo is a marketplace. We put a secure platform that guarantees if you buy a ticket, you get that ticket in time for the event. That's the basic premise, to really clean up this market. The tickets we don't buy or sell tickets. The tickets are being sold on by fans who've got tickets they can no longer use. And when we look at the sellers on our website, 95% of sellers have sold fewer than 10 tickets in a year. So it's really individuals who've got tickets, can't use them, want to sell them on.
And that's an important point, isn't it? Because the first part of that sentence, when you said you get them from fans who can no longer use the tickets, then I was going to actually say to you, well, how do you know that they're not actually touts? But if you're saying that they're only doing it like 9-10 times a year, then okay, they may be, but very much on a small basis.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've also got football season ticket holders in there who probably, have got 19 games in their season ticket and may well sell 4 or 5 or even 10 on because they can't go to those games. How
busy do you get these days then, Ed?
It's very busy. Our business has been growing rapidly over the last 3-4 years since we launched. We now work with a large number of partners, including Aston Villa Football Club, Manchester United, Chelsea Football Club, to provide the official resale service for their season ticket holders, as well as with a number of festivals like the Isle of Wight Festival, where we allow people who can't go to the festival to resell on their ticket to other fans. So it's become a very big business for us.
Okay, so for argument's sake then, it's Leeds and Reading. I don't know, what was the face value for Leeds and Reading tickets for the festival?
I think it was something around £190 for the Leeds and Reading Festival.
There you go, for people who want to go there and want to camp. So then the way it works is that people come to you who've already bought these tickets but can't use them in inverted commas. You then sell them on, but, we're already going by, not necessarily by you, but no doubt you're putting a big markup on them. Is that just a little bit immoral, do you think?
Well, the way Viagogo works is that the seller of the ticket sets the price, so they could decide to sell it on for the same amount they paid, for more or less, depending on what other prices on the website are and really how much people are prepared to pay. From our perspective, we don't set the price. We allow people to sell it for what they think they can get for it or what they want for it. And we see actually that 50% of tickets on our website sell at or below face value. So it's really not the case that it's all tickets being resold at a markup. You may see some tickets on the site that are being listed for a lot more than they cost, but that doesn't mean anyone's buying them. Somebody can be unreasonable and put a very high price. That's not going to sell. I mean, just to give you an example, you could go and see McFly at the LG Arena on the 30th for, half price, 15 quid. There's plenty of tickets at lower prices.
And I was going to say, I suppose that the ticket prices go down the nearer you get to an event. If they're still unsold, then I suppose it's market forces as much as anything.
Yeah, it's market forces. So you'll find that ticket price is very close to the event. People they can't go. They just want to get some money back, pass on the ticket to another fan, and they'll get what they can for it. They're not necessarily trying to make a few quid out of it. On average, that we see that for the really popular events, yes, tickets do sell perhaps a little bit more than the face value, maybe 10 to 15% markup, but it's certainly not, as some would have you believe, a kind of many multiples of the face values of tickets.
What do you think then about some MPs calling for a 10% cap on the amount of profits you can actually make if you resell a ticket? I mean, how seriously would that affect your business? Because you must be still taking a fair cut out of all of this.
Yeah, well, we do charge a booking fee to buyers. We charge 15% on top as a booking fee, because we guarantee the transaction. If there's a problem, we step in and help find another ticket for the buyer. We also provide customer service to make sure that if anyone's got a problem, they can call us. So we run our business and we do put a booking fee on there. The problem with putting a cap on the resale is well intentioned. I mean, obviously, what the MPs are trying to do is protect people from getting ripped off in inverted commas. The issue is that there will be somebody who might buy a ticket for 50 quid and think, well, I could probably sell this for 70. If if there's a legal restriction, then it stops legitimate services like Viagogo operating a safe marketplace, and it drives the market underground, which means people then end up going back to those touts outside the venue, back to other unscrupulous traders, which then just means there's all the problems of fraud and fake tickets and all these other things that we're trying to get rid of. So in principle, you can see how it might make sense, but in practice, it really isn't going to work.
And I've done it. I must admit, I've done it myself, both buying tickets outside of venues. I've done it as well online, and public confidence is important as well, Ed, because I'm sure everybody listening now will either to themselves or know someone who's actually been to other online ticket agencies, think they've bought tickets for a show, and they never turn up, and that's still the paranoia that I get when I do it.
That's absolutely right. You have to be very careful. Around the time that big events go on sale, scam sites will pop up on Google search engines and just effectively take your money and run off. Equally, our research has shown that 1 in 6 people who bought tickets on eBay has ended up with problems and potentially been scammed. So that's not a safe place either. So there's really been a lot of fraud in the past in the market, and we're really trying to clean it up and put safety and security in place so people know that it is legal to resell on a ticket, and if you do buy a ticket from a website like ours, you are going to get what you paid for.
Now, that's interesting that you mentioned football tickets as well, and how you resell them on, and actually you're involved with Aston Villa. You mentioned a few other clubs, but you're involved with Villa as well, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. We're official partner of Villa. We provide the official season ticket holder exchange, so Villa season ticket holders who perhaps can't attend certain games can list their tickets on the Aston Villa ticket exchange, and they can be purchased by other fans looking to go to those games. So season ticket holder gets some of their money back, and as I said before, we did some research that shows that on average across the Premier League, that and the average season ticket holder misses 4 games.
Yeah.
When you multiply that up by the average season ticket price, 400, 500 quid, that's 40 million of quid's worth of unused seats across the league. So you can see that for a season ticket holder, you want to get some of your money back.
Because explain. Is this an urban myth, or is it actually law that as a football fan, because as a music fan, you can resell your tickets? If I go and buy, if you mention your McFly tickets and I don't want to go, which I wouldn't, I could then sell them online. But as a football fan, if you've bought a season ticket, a lot of people think that once they've bought the seat, it's their seat for the season, and they can pass it on to whoever they want to and make down the pub, the brother, the friend. But legally, is this true? You're not actually allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's a good distinction. So every other ticket other than football, music, rugby, cricket, is perfectly legal to resell on your seat. But there is a law that restricts the resale of football tickets, and it's because of security and safety, to stop the mixing of fans and getting big groups of away fans in the home end causing trouble. So it's illegal to resell your football ticket unless you sell it through a service that's endorsed by the club. And that's the case with Aston Villa Football Club and Viagogo. It's the official ticket resale service, so Villa fans can resell their season tickets through our service.
And after last weekend, I'm sure there's plenty of them who want to do it as well. Ed Parkinson from Viagogo, thanks for speaking to BBC WM this afternoon. Top man.
Pleasure.